What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Shari. I know what time it is. Hit the like button, turn your notification on, and subscribe to the channel because I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Listen, y'all make it do what it do, what it do, what it do. And remember to speak when you walk on in the chat because ain't nobody sleep with you last night. If you aren't following me on any forms of social media, go ahead and follow me at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X at Shari's Reality number 6. If you aren't following my backup page, go ahead and follow me at Shari's World number 6. All right. Remember, this is not a chat for children, so if you're a child, you probably should exit stage left. Now that we got all the accolades out the way, hello and lottie-dottie to everybody. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about if exposed was a person, honey, it would definitely be the Scots. Looks like Miss Arion is spreading the good news, okay? The news that can a mother, okay? And that's what it's about, right? Don't let them play in your face, girl. You should have came out with this news way back when. But let's talk about it because we here for whatever. Considering the source, we'll all take it with a grain of salt. But, it's news, so why not talk about it? So she talks about that picture that circulated across the internet with all the guys hanging out along with Martel. Even though Carlos asked Maurice, was he there? Maurice said he wasn't there. Marceau was mad as a motherfucker, honey. He was like, oh, no, you definitely was there. If I'm going to get exposed, so the hell are you? He ain't give a damn whether that was his brother or not. He said, we all going in the damn pond together. I said, well, drown him then. Listen, drown his ass too, okay? You ain't gotta be the only one that's down there suffering, okay? Everybody gotta suffer and take one for the team, all right? So listen, so after that picture circulated, Arion's talking about, how she did some foolish stuff. She talks about her being in her 20s, and at 24, she says that I was just still a child. I don't know, because 24-year-olds for a woman is normally like 30, 31 because we're that mature, okay? Now, I'm speaking from experience, but, for different strokes for different folks, okay? She says that, people were giving her a lot of, backlash about respecting a marriage, that she doesn't respect the marriage. And here was her excuses, okay? She says that her mama wasn't married. Well, my mama was married, but she wasn't married that long, so I didn't get a chance to see an example. But hell, I ain't sleeping with nobody husband, child. So we're not buying that, okay? She says that we don't have fundamentals. A lot of us don't, but that don't mean that we go and destroy a happy home, okay? And willingly be a part of that. But listen, let's carry on. She also says that we are the way we are because, we are trauma. We should know that, we're the trauma of black people. We all been through something, honey. Some of us been through more than others, but that doesn't mean that we out here just shaking it for everybody, okay? Bending it over for everybody, head down, ass up type of energy. Well, that doesn't mean that we all out here doing that. We all know the trauma of black people, but you at a certain age should make a conscious decision whether I'm going to do it or not. All right. Now, I'm not buying it at all, but since you're talking about it, let's talk about it. She says, she told Marceau that him and his wife is some non-talking individuals. And I said, well, when did you have a conversation with Marceau? But I believe the child, okay? She says when she saw him one night when her and Martel was out with this little stripper bar, okay, and they was partying. They did not come with Marceau, but Marceau was there doing his own thing. I said, ooh, not there doing your own thing, but he was there doing his own thing. Okay. She says that they didn't go together at all. They just happened to see him there. And Marceau was trying to get in a bar with his glass because he has this thing about not drinking out of certain kind of glasses. And they stopped him at the door like, bro, now you know better than that. We cannot let you in here with that. Basic knowledge, thinking you that dude. And they told your ass, no, the hell you're not. Okay. But anyway, they go on to talk about how Maurice continued to tell Carlos that he wasn't there. And the picture was posted by Arion, and Arion says that, that he was there. Okay. How Tisha kept talking about her. She didn't appreciate Tisha having a conversation about her. So she aired Tisha ass out as well. Girl, talk to somebody else because I know the real deal. Okay. And AC definitely did hand her own ass on a platter, okay? By posting that picture. That made her sick as a mother, okay? Because she was hot. And I would say that she probably should have listened to Marceau when he says, honey, when he said, honey, let's not do this. Let's not give these folks what they want. And the reason why, in my opinion, he told her that, because he knew Arion was going to hand him his ass on a silver platter as well if he ain't shut the hell up, okay? He knew that she knew more enough, at least enough to actually hang him out to dry as well. So he didn't want that kind of sauce, and I don't blame him, because from listening to this audio, baby, she probably knew a lot more that she was holding back from Nay. Okay, so she also talks about how a long time ago she was going to do content on Maurice and Marceau, but she decided not to, because she said she didn't care enough about them. But, the little jab was, she didn't care enough about them sleeping with all of these other women, okay? So she made sure, she says, I don't give a fuck about y'all, but let's not forget, I don't give a fuck about y'all in the 30, 40, 50, 60 women y'all sleeping with, allegedly. Okay, so she goes on and says that Tisha is going or plotting to leave Marceau when she get enough in her bag to get the hell away from him. I believe that. I believe that from the surgeries allegedly that she has gotten, from the way she's been responding to him. She still don't have a backbone, but it's starting to stand up a little bit, okay? Just a little tiny bit. All right. I believe that she's making her exit. It's going to hit Marceau like nobody's business, because he think he got her so far wrapped around his finger that his ass can't be got, okay? I think he will find out eventually. Now, when that time comes, that's between her and Jesus. But for now, we'll continue to watch, all right? It also goes on to say that Tisha's, like I said, is going to leave him when the kids get older. And the reason for this clip, rather, when Mel tried to tell Tisha, look, go check the shit out for yourself, girl. Your husband is into all types of things, okay? And Tisha's basically, prove it. And Melody's like, can we just clear this shit up and we just basically call it the definition of denial? Your ass don't want to see it, nor hear it, nor see no proof for real. So let's just call this and sum this shit up with denial. And that's exactly what it was given, denial, okay? And then she goes on and says that, Martel, this is Melody's response, okay, that Martel basically didn't start this infidelity stuff until he started hanging out with the Scots, okay? Now, I believe that, because nobody can make you do nothing that you don't want to do, all right? Now, even if it wasn't like out in the open the way it was with the Scots, I believe that Martel was still out here doing his damn thing, because he just gives me that kind of nasty, always needing type nigga energy, okay? So I do believe that Martel was already out doing it. It just, wasn't out in the open and as blunt as it was when he got with the Scots, okay? So Nay goes on to say, I thought the 20 woman thing was just like a drag, right? I didn't think that it was real and it was happening real time. And AC goes on to say, nah, baby, that was real time, okay? That's really what it is. And she says that Melody was right when she says that, it started with the Scots, right? That Martel was doing what he's doing with the Scots, all right? That because he was hanging with the Scots, he felt like he had to have multiple women. That was definitely something that came from the Scots. She says that he's a good nigga, but it wasn't until he got around them that this whole behavior started. She also says that Marceau told her that if he get divorced, he will never remarry again. She also says Marceau said that mammals are not supposed to be in a monogamous relationship. Now, I don't like Marceau's word choice, no matter what we are conveyed as or even described as. He's always insulting to me, all right? I don't know what that's about, but his terminology always get under my skin, all right? But anyway, Marceau says that Martel is a different person when he's with Arion. And I was thinking at first when she said that maybe he mean like he's lovey, he's dovey, he's a sucker. But she says that that Marceau says that he's more aggressive. I said, wait a minute, okay? Now that makes a lot of sense because she is younger than him, and a lot of times when a younger girl is dating an older dude, a lot of times that older dude try to manipulate them with their aggressiveness, right? With their manpower, right? And they got to show them who's boss, who's the man, right? They got to flex on them. So when he says that he's more aggressive, he knows not to do that shit on Melody. That's most of the time what they choose a younger woman for, so they can get that shit off. Normally they wouldn't be able to get that shit off on no grown behind woman. Okay, so that's why he's more aggressive with Arion and this particular incident that they're talking about versus Melody, because he knows that he can get it done, or he know he could do it on Arion, and he wouldn't be able to get that shit off on Melody, as we just saw when she pulled that white bottle all over his shit. Okay, but anyway, it made a lot of sense when you put it into context. Okay, she says that Martel didn't play that shit, all right? And this would blew my mind. She thought this was some type of flex, right? But this is where I say her head can't be right and in the right place, right? Something ain't ticking, something ain't connecting, right? She says Martel didn't play that shit. Like, you don't talk to those niggas, okay? Like, what? I didn't speak at all, right? Given that she was walking around with her head down, because Martel was probably one, jealous, right? And he probably was telling her, you talking to them niggas when I ain't around. He probably was accusing her of all types of shit because he was a jealous ass, insecure ass nigga. Okay, so she had to prove her love for him by walking with her head down and not even speaking to his friends. Well, how about you not invite your damn friends out with us, and then we won't have no problems. But he was so busy trying to prove I got me a baddie on my hip that he wasn't willing to admit that he was a jealous ass nigga. Instead, he went yelling in her face, don't you look at them, allegedly. Don't you put your head up, allegedly. Don't you even go walk by them, allegedly. And she thought that was a flex, when really that is all signs of control. All right, that is abusive behavior. I don't care how you slice it and dice it. That is definitely what it is. Now, it's all still allegedly in my opinion, but let's continue on. So she goes on to say that Marceau talked too much and Maurice is a mute individual, okay? Marceau basically told her sister at some point where they got a hee-hee ha-ha out of her ass, or out of his ass, okay? He told my sister like he was hot shit, here, take my number. She says her and her sister still get a good ass laugh out of that, okay? Ain't nobody checking for you, Marceau. But anyway, she says that Martel spot weak woman, and absolutely he does, right? That's how you got on his radar. He got when he heard your conversation and he probably was like, got her, before even having you, okay? She says that she was vulnerable. Martel knew that she didn't have a father figure around. And she says if her dad wasn't around, it was basically easy for Martel to finesse her, right? And she says that she was happy with Martel basically telling her he loves her and that she was a 15%. She says that 15% was good enough for her. She said she wouldn't have known what to do with 100% of worth, right? Because she was just a broken little girl, a vulnerable little girl, right? She says that Martel still hasn't apologized for what he has done to her. Now, I'm assuming she meant manipulating her. He hasn't apologized. He's not, because he believed that that was his way to love you, and that was the correct form of loving you. So you won't be getting that. If you're waiting for that girl, you're going to be waiting for a long time. But let's back up to some of these comments that you mentioned when you said that you were vulnerable. I agree. You probably were looking and searching, and he was the closest thing to giving you what you were looking for. Okay, but you said that you didn't have a father figure. Well, I heard you said you had a 2-parent home. So all that went out the window? All right, okay, we taking it. We're going to take it and address it, okay? Let's just say that you didn't have a father figure. When you know better, you do better. Your ass knew better. At 24, you know better. You know damn well you ain't supposed to be sleeping with nobody's husband, let alone having a kid with somebody's husband, then getting online, taunting somebody's wife for what you did, for how you slept around with their husband. So you definitely knew better, okay? We're not going to let you get a pass like you didn't know better. You knew exactly what your ass was doing. And maybe you were happy with the 15%, but I remember you talking about the 15% was a lie. You was on your Krishan shit. That's not in real time. He's lying. He's lying. But he said it out of his own mouth. So how could it be a lie? You just was in denial that he didn't think that little of you, okay? So now you happy with the 15%? You lying and you capping. But listen, we're going to let you carry on. Okay, now I do believe that you were happy with any With him just getting your nails done, your feet done, the little shit that we did when we was in grade school, right? High school, middle school stuff. My boyfriend got my nails done. I got his name on my nails, that kind of shit. We do believe that you were happy with that. Okay, and we do believe the 15% was enough, but we don't believe that you were happy with that. You just accepted it because you knew that you could never be 100%, at least not on a melody level in his eyes, okay? So let's continue on when she says that Martel could have aired Melody out basically a long time ago if he wanted to. Well, that's today's world, right? Which means that Martel's been plotting for a while for the right reason. I said that over and over again, and in the right timing. And that's exactly what he did, all right? So anyway, she says that Martel didn't leave her because he fell in love, right? She says that the difference between the Scots and Martel is because Martel fell in love and they did not fall in love. However, Marceau has been in a relationship with someone else, Evidentisha, for 9 years. Like, that's real love. I said, nah, baby, that's real stupidity. All right, for anybody to wait around for a married man for 9 years, you're sleeping with somebody else's husband, you're seeing him when you can see him, you're coming secondhand to him. For 9 years, that's stupid. That ain't no love, okay? But anyway, to Arion, that's love, right? Her sleeping with somebody else's husband, that's love. I doubt it. Seriously, it doesn't come none compared to love. The Bible says that love is patient, love is kind, and none of this stuff right here is love, patient, or kind, okay? But anyway, she gets on the DM. She says that, if she could show us the DMs, baby, you would be able to see like the different women that was pouring out to her about Marceau, right? She says one woman he was messing with in Cali, and how her friend would never leave Marceau because he told her basically her kids would suffer. Well, he just told Tisha the same exact thing. It looks like this is part of his part of his language, okay? He just told Tisha that he don't want her to lose her kids behind some bullshit. But he's telling this woman that her kids will suffer. Well, newsflash, how the fuck are her kids going to suffer by seeing her be free? That's not what happened in freeness. God restores every bit of bondage, okay? But anyway, he got their head filled. So this lady has messed with him for 9 years, okay? She says that they act like, they don't like certain type of women, but they like them in real time, right? That's usually what most men do. They make you think that they don't like that kind so that you could be like, he don't even like that kind. And the whole time they sticking their thing in that kind that they so-called don't like. That's usually what they do. They'll be just better off just not saying a motherfucking thing, okay? Because maybe I'll just be more likely to believe you when you just don't mention it at all. But when you mention your kind you don't like, who happen to be the one your friend walked in with, no, get somebody else to do it. I don't believe you, okay? So she says that Marceau is with the friend, and she says that Maurice was with the linebacker. And I just say either way, y'all both married, y'all both nasty, y'all both trifling. If any of this is true, right? It's still allegedly, in my opinion, because the proof is over there with her and not me. But good job, Tanae / original straight no chaser for this tea. But definitely it proves us as women how much we will settle for, okay? And sometimes when we talking to people, we trying to be like, that shit makes sense. And none of that shit makes sense. It was given trifling. It was given nasty. It was given disgusting. It was given settling. It was giving less of a woman. It was giving I know no better. It was giving my mama ain't teach me shit. Matter of fact, it was giving what I talked about earlier, stemmed, right? It stemmed from somewhere. Was your mom a side chick that made excuses for her behavior? I need to know, okay? But listen, I'm going to stop it right here. Y'all meet me in the comment section. And remember, I love y'all. Don't let nobody tell y'all nothing different. Until next time, checkmates. Bye.